The best of three final at the Enter the Storm Qualifier #1. And today we are looking at the setup between Huron team, the Spaniards, and of course Kappa. And the first map is Battlefield of Eternity, the new map, and it's a bit unknown to a lot of the teams just now. Well, of course the teams play it, but the focus in most of the tournaments right now lies really on the on the old school maps. Battlefield of Eternity is the newest edition, so the teams are currently just trying to figure out, okay, what kind of timings do we have to use here, what's the best strategy, and also the best team composition. So it's pretty cool that we have this as the starting map in our best of three series in the final, and let's jump right into it to find out who's going to take the lead. Is it going to be the Spanish team? Is it going to be Huron team? Or are we going to see Kappa with the victory on map #1?
The final of the first Enter the Storm Qualifier. Battlefield of Eternity is our first map, ladies and gentlemen, and we have Kappa going up against Huron team. To the left side of the map it is a Kappa with Holo playing Nazebo, Cypher on Zagara. We see the escape on Murden, Alastor on Jaina, and Conti on Lily. They were kind of forced into the hero. We have to the right side of the map the Spanish team. This is of course Huron team, and right now we're having Rave on Malfurion with Vibellino on Anubarak, Shat on Avala, Redex on Kalthas, and Hiruke on Uther. So, yep, the first game of the best of three series here in the map, and especially the objectives here, of course, very, very different. The big fights that we have between the two immortals there are absolutely crazy. They're just like so long and drawn out that there are a couple of possibilities in the game if you're having a strong pusher lineup. It's, by the way, very interesting that we do not see a Sylvana in this game. So we have Zagara for the pushing power and also Nazebo on the side of the team to the left, which in this case is, of course, Kappa. But yeah, no Sylvanas there. And normally we have a 4-1 split on this map, and up to the top lane it's currently only Zagara that is there. The mid lane, this is where we have this little setup, currently just trying to wait where exactly they can apply the pressure, and they're starting to move to the bot lane. The Escape is going for a Stormbolt build on his Mirrodin, and I'm liking that, so you can really start to pressure the yeah, especially the structures with it. Oh, but missing his Stormbolt there. That is a bad start, but thanks to Nazebo zoning him out, they get the kill regardless. Very nice kill here against Rave, so that was already a good start. Vala is already rotating down to the bot lane to make sure that they're at least getting the experience from this wave, but that was, of course, a pretty nice move here on the side of Kappa. Getting that early kill and therefore the +1. We have now also on level 1 Reach taken for Uther. Not the best map for Conjurer's Pursuit, and the talent also got nerfed in the last patch, so some Uther players are starting to really experiment around with a few of the talents. Perfect Storm for Miriam means, of course, that every single Stormbolt that you hit is going to increase the damage of future Stormbolts by 5, and that just snowballs when you take the level 4 talent as well, and the Sledgehammer there should be able to make a lot of. Oh, a kill against Red X would be absolutely phenomenal for them, and they're trying to get it, but Alastor was just trying to mount up when Vibellino darted in. That would have actually been a real nice timing by Vibellino, but him hitting that mount button allowed him just to move back there. So, bot lane currently still experience gathered by Holo. They have a slight lead in experience, and the question is now, are they going for the objective or are they just going to push the lanes even more? Cypher is pushing the top lane. Objective in the middle is currently being attacked here, and we have both of the teams aiming for a bit of damage against these immortals. The top lane and the bot lane are both still being pressured by Kappa, and they are nearly a level ahead now because of that. And they also have therefore an additional talent. They put the pressure against the wall here up at the top, and as you can see, Vibellino and Red X are already rather low in hit points. So just with that, they can move down and start to pressure the Immortal even more. Great rotation by Kappa, I'm liking it. Really liking the way how they are playing this, and that extra talent that they were able to establish allows them to just move in once again. Up here to the top, the defense. Cypher is trying to defend the own Immortal, but they already dropped that one to half health. Then move in with the Blizzard, and one kill, and they might get the kill against Red X now too. Ah, yes, they get it. Wow, well done here. So it's a double kill, 3 kills in total already, an entire level lead that we're seeing now on the side of the blue team. Kappa doing a great job in the early stage of this game, and we're having them now just move in straight for the Immortal. They're going to get the objective, easy peasy, and Zagara during all of this was still present up at the top lane trying to pressure this one, so already draining some of the ammunition on the towers here. Once again, the build here, so far it looks like we are once more either going to see that full damage build on Shad's Vala, which I actually think is going to happen with a repeating arrow on level 7, well, that would be the next talent, or they're just simply saying, alright, we're going to go for the searing attacks here. But we are having Stormbolt build completely committed to by the Escape, And in the case of Jaina, they send no Snowstorm, but still the Arcane Intellect. The Immortal up at the top lane is now finally starting to push in, and the first one is of course rather weak. It still does some damage, but Cypher won't be able to really drop the entire wall together with the help of the Immortal. The thing is though that the bot lane with 4 heroes moving in for that is the big deal, and that's where they are probably going to drop the fort. Yeah, Cypher's trying to escape here. He might actually be able to get away. It's going to be very close, but yeah, he gets away. Cypher gets away. The keep out of the fort up at the bot lane has already been taken out. 7 versus 5 now the level, and they are going straight for that siege camp. So yeah, job well done actually. In this case, we're having now once more Kappa with just the better rotations on the map. That's basically what it comes down to. They were able to get the first objective just because they soaked more experience on the lane, established a talent lead on level 4, and then went in, killed 2 heroes, and were able to get the objective. So very well done here by them. They have level 7 and much faster. In this case, it is pitch perfect that they're actually going for. A bit of an interesting talent to take on level 7. Normally what we're seeing these days is Shake It Off. It seems to be like the standard talent on Lily, by the way, rocking a money pick here. I'm absolutely loving it. But going for pitch perfect is not really what I expected. That's not really the talent that you see in most of the Lily players these days. So yeah, you have a bit of healing pool cost reduction. Actually not 100% certain if that was really what he wanted to go for. That's the first Lily that I see going for another talent than Shake It Off in this patch now, and we've seen quite a few Lilies, and Sprite Wing is now very bad when it comes to healing power. They allowed Malfurion to get some of the experience at the bot lane, and they're losing out on a few of the minions just because Holo arrived a bit late to soak all of it, but he got most of it, so that's alright. And we're seeing them going straight for the Bruiser camp over here to the left. All in all, decent situation right now for Kappa. They got 3 kills against 0, and they're leaving that camp, and I'm actually liking that. They're taking the camp once that the Immortals are going to spawn. That's a very good timing. This camp is very dangerous, since that Shaman is always just summoning 2 new Fellhounds, and the problem with that is that if you just leave them, they can simply take down your structure. So with a good timing, and that's exactly what we saw there, you are able to make something happen, force your opponent to either lose a couple of structures or get the lane pushed in, or of course lose heroes in the fight for the Immortals, and that's exactly what they're currently trying to aim for. There's the repeating arrow as already suggested on the side of Vala, and here we have that damage coming in with the Scape jumping straight in, and Red X is super low already, but the Scape is now also completely isolated. Lily has to help out with that, and they all ate that last flame strike. Alistar barely getting away in this case now. That was actually quite dangerous, could have died there, but the bot camp is of course starting to push in, as mentioned before. It's a super strong one, and of course they are just all gonna heal up for now. We have right now again the blue team doing an amazing job dropping the hit points on the Immortal right over there, and now the rotation to the bot lane to deal with the Bruiser camp. That's exactly what Kappa wanted. Huron is struggling. Huron team is struggling a bit, and so far we have already the Immortal of the red team at half HP, which is quite annoying. Level 10 would be amazing for the blue team. If they are going to get that while this fight is still ongoing, then they could use the heroics to really dominate that second Immortal as well. And they're already putting the pressure in here. Vipolino is extremely low, and they are just pressuring everybody back. That Escape still has to be careful, and he jumps back already. He realized that he was isolated from the rest of the team, just overextending a bit, and no harm, no foul. Moves back in time with a quick Dwarf Toss. And you can really tell that they're closing in on the next level. Stormbolt only hitting Khaldor, not hitting Vipolino, who you originally wanted to attack, so that they could drop the buck, but nope, the Beetle escapes, and they're still putting pressure on that Immortal. Just look at this. This one is still, like the one to the left side is still at full HP. They get the full Immortal. Level 10 is gonna hit now any second. This is a horrible situation for Huron team. Kappa is playing a very good game here. It's not a map that we have seen a lot in competitive play yet, but Kappa definitely knows how to play it a lot better than Huron team, at least up to this point. Level 10 is there with more Gargantuan. We have Avatar, Water Elemental, and also the Jug of 1,000 Cups in this case. The Immortal is starting to move in, hasn't even received any damage whatsoever. They're going to be able to go through the wall. I don't think that they can they kill the keep? I don't think so. I don't think they will be able to get that, but actually they could. Thinking about it, if they push in with everybody, and Khaldor is still at the bot lane because he tries to get level 10 for them. Khaldor is there. For a second it looked like he's AFK, but that means it's a 4 versus 5 that they're fighting there on top of all things. So right now level 11 versus level 9, they're going straight in for the kill here. And this is looking really bad. Yeah, this keep is gonna fall. There's nothing that Khaldor can do. They still don't have level 10. And oh my god, like Kappa is dominating this right now. Another stun against the Nubarak. Of course, a bit more damage now on the Storm Bolt for Muradin in the later stages of the game. And he is finally the heroic ability for the Spanish team. I really don't think this went as expected. They played an amazing tournament thus far. It doesn't really show on this first map, but they played very, very strong games against their opponents before. But Kappa is currently just taking them apart. Kappa in the last round defeated Pushek, and Pushek took down Meteor Makers and also Kinguin. Pushek just played so aggressive and so strong, and Kappa was able to take them down in the semi-final. So yeah, really well played by them, and you can just see how coordinated they currently are. They have been for quite some time now, actually, for a couple of weeks, been one of the teams where everybody on the European server has been saying, alright, these guys are absolutely legit. We saw them in one of the finals I think 1 or 2 weeks back, where they were pretty much demolished, but since then they improved even more, and you can see it right here. Level 12 versus 11, there's finally the Phoenix, so now with their level 10 abilities, maybe Huron team can start to push back and yeah, put some pressure on. The problem still is that down to the bot lane we have another camp moving in, and that's why Vala had to move back to make sure that they are not losing the second keep here now as well. And it's just in general a really tricky situation that we are seeing here for the Spanish team. I mean, it's only 3 kills against 0, but now with the level 13 talent, once that the objective is up again, they will be able to fight with the talent advantage, and also the top lane is continuously going to push against the core. So if their fight is dragged out too much, they're going to run into a problem here as well. They're also going to time this camp once more, and the camp over here has already been taken. It's only going to respawn in 3 minutes. Immortals are going to be back in roughly 27 seconds. Conti is just waiting. Perfect timing here for them. They really have the map timings down cold, don't they? This is going to be the perfect timing for them to just move everything in. A talent lead now for the Immortal. This could very well be game. This is really this is super dangerous. They have to fight. Like, first of all, the Spanish team doesn't want to fight because they don't have the level 13 talent. Then they have to fight because another big Immortal would probably drop the core, at least threaten this. At the same time, they cannot really fight, at least at the beginning, because they have to take care of the bot lane, where we have this massive camp moving in. And that allows now just simply Kappa to drop the Immortal over here to half HP already. That's the 13 versus 12 battle that we've been talking about. They're immediately jumping in. Phoenix already being used, trying to zone them out. At least the Strafe is doing quite a solid amount of damage, but the Jug of 1,000 Cups is healing everything out immediately. And this is just a horrible situation to be in right now. A lot of the heroes are getting a bit low there, but we still have Gary in position, and the Immortal already suffered a lot of damage. They're just switching positions right now, and in this case, it's already at half HP. The top lane is starting to push in, and the Spanish team is miles away from level 13. Once again, they're going straight in. Here comes the Blizzard. Once, twice, Web Blast being used. Escape is attacking it, and they're going to take that out. Once more, they move in, and that Phoenix is just not in the position to stop them. Stormbolt again, but Gravity Lapse holds Muradin down, at least for now, and they're trying to drop that Immortal once more, and it looks very, very good for them right now. If they drop the last 8,000 hit points here, that's all that they need to do, and they will have a gigantic, like, such a strong Immortal to really end the game here. They're trying to move in again, maybe even get a kill with this, but so far they have not been successful. The Maw has only isolated Hiruka, nobody else. He stuns out Escape, Gravity Lapse being used, and he has to jump away. That was a bit too dangerous here, but you can really tell that this is of course going to be the end of the Immortal to the right side. And now even with another heroic ability on Lily, they are able to heal everybody up once again. They move in. Here comes the Gara with a couple of Banelings, and this is going to be a massive Immortal 12-13 minutes in to the game for Kappa. Huron team is struggling. They're really struggling there. They're now just like trying to get their hit points and mana back before the fight is going to happen. Immortal is of course going to move down to the bot lane in this case. Always moves onto the lane that is pushed the least. So in this case, this is the bot lane. And yeah, right now, with damage, with heals, like everywhere, we just see a massive advantage for Kappa. And just look at how much damage this boss is now going to dish out there. Boom! just like that. The tower on half HP, and this is going to be absolutely brutal. It could mean keep number 2. And there is currently Huron team trying to get in a decent position there. Alistar needs to be careful with the Phoenix already thrown down. Vippolino is moving in. He has another Flame Strike. They have the level 13 talent finally, but there's no 16 for Ignite. Web Blast has been used, but immediately being attacked. And there comes the Ice Block, trying to keep, at least for now, Jaina alive. And immediately Conti with another heroic ability. Just look at Cypher here, still alive. They cannot drop anything. That keep is already at half HP. Not even the shield on the Immortal is gone. Kalthar's dying, and this is going to conclude the fate of keep number 2, and it might even be game. They could try and push in now against the core. They don't have an extra talent anymore, Kappa that is, but they're very close. They're currently going towards level 16, and if they get the next level, then it's going to be all over. Vippolino already claiming GG here, and they are just going in straight for core. The first few hit points already dropping there. A great game by Kappa. A really solid play here. They definitely knew the timings on the map here. Very nice rotations and splits, and they claim the first game in this best of 3 series at the End of the Storm Qualifier tournament final. Congratulations to them. We're of course going to jump into game number 2 now to find out if they can take it here with a 2-0.
Wow, Kappa really knew how to play this map, didn't they? Great performance here by them. The perfect timings, taking those bruiser cams, making sure that the lanes are pushing, and they always had an answer to whatever Huron team was trying to do. Very well played by Kappa. A solid performance on game number 1 brings them into the lead in the best of 3 series. They only need one more map to turn things around here. This is actually a lot of fun that we're seeing here. I was pretty impressed how they played the last map. This is of course always a bit chaotic if you are seeing a map played like Battlefield of Eternity, just because it's such a massive map and the objective fights are extremely long and drawn out, which is actually also one of the reasons why Abathur is mostly banned. Not only is he a very popular hero in the European scene right now, but at the same time he is especially good on Battlefield of Eternity, just because during those fights you can soak 2 lanes and give your team a lead in the match. With this being said, we're having game number 2 now coming up, and of course it's important for Huron team to really win this one. If they lose now, then Kappa wins the tournament, secures themselves a lot of points to qualify for the final, for the main event of Enter the Storm 3. Once again, if you want to have additional information, you can check out the links in the YouTube description. And guys, let's jump into game number 2 and see who's going to take it here. Will we have the tie in the series after the second map, or is Kappa going to take it with a 2-0? Let's find out together in game number 2 here at the ETS 3 qualifier number 1.
Game number 2 in the best of 3 series here at the final of our first qualifier tournament for Enter the Storm 3. And well, this could be the last map of the day, of course, if Kappa wins it again. On Battlefield of Eternity, they absolutely demolished the Spanish team. I mean, they didn't leave them a chance, but this is going to be a completely different ballgame. To the left side, the Spanish team with Vippolino on a Nuba Ruck. Gonna make sure that he's not gonna Nuba Wrecked. We have Red X on Sylvanas in this case, Wraith on Malfurion. We're seeing Hiruko on Abathur and Shat on Vala in this case. So the right side of the map is of course once again Kappa with 1-0 lead in the best of 3, and Holo playing Kel'Thas, Alistar on Falstad, Cypher on Azebo, Conti on Rhaegar, and Escape playing Johanna here. Especially the Abathur is going to be quite interesting once again. We see Abathur so much more often these days, and I'm absolutely loving it. He's a very interesting hero. He's a super cool hero as well. You have of course, you know, how to play with him in particular. So yeah, let's see how it's going to work out for them today. We're seeing again the cooldown reduction on the dagger for Sylvana, so probably going to hit Cold Embrace on level 16. We're also having again the scouting drone for Malfurion, which is going to help with the vision on the map, and of course it is going to be the survival instincts for Abathur. There's no melee assassin in the game, so there's no real reason for him to do anything else. It's going to be the push build and trying to just like soak experience. On Cursed Toll in particular, it's pretty damn good as well, so we're going to try and find out what exactly he is going to be able to do with this now as well. Colossal Totem, by the way, the choice on level 1 for Rhaegar. Rhaegar is actually a very interesting hero right now. It's not only because of the new talents that you have, but we see even Shadow Wolf taken sometimes on level 4 now. Mostly when you have the mana reduction talent on level 1, in this case it's the Colossal Totem. So we could even see them head into, I suppose... Why did they kill that bad boy? We could even see them head into the level 16 totem talent, which would be the Earthgrasp totem. But already a kill against Nazebo. Nothing to really worry about too much. They didn't lose any experience in this case. But the big deal is really that with the squishy lineup as the one that they are running currently, they have to be careful in the later stages of the game that they don't lose the momentum, because it's very important for Kappa, if they want to win this, to maintain the momentum, just because they are the ones with the squishier setup. This cape just moves in. This cape doesn't give a fuck here. It just moves in like Scribblino. It's like, hey boys, how's it doing? Johanna moves in, bam, condemn. And the Love Beetle is just standing there and is like, what the hell? That disrespect on Johanna is real. Just moves in there, doesn't care at all. Up to the top, Red X is already being helped out by Hiruko, of course. And yeah, Hiruko in earlier games today has done an absolutely amazing job when it came to soaking lanes, so I'm curious to see if we can do that again. We have the same setup here, by the way, for team for Huron team. The Spanish team now also going into Ballistospores. All right, that nearly backfired. And yeah, Loon's Grace, of course, for the extra range. The talents, pretty much what you would expect. We have Feral Heart taken, still the standard talent on Rhaegar, but we see sometimes even Shadow Wolf now, especially since it's a talent that can really confuse an opponent. Yeah, up at the top lane, there's still Falstad. He's basically just telling Hiruko, you're not gonna move on to lane just yet. But Hiruko can now help out at the bot lane, of course, with his symbiote, which he currently doesn't do. Where exactly is he actually? Alright, for now he's just like trying to make sure that everything is going to go alright up here at the top. But now helping out maybe here at the bot a bit, or just soaking mid experience. Yes, that's where we have him. Soaking with the symbiote. If you're a bit newer to Abathur, Abathur currently has only 2 ways to soak experience. One is with his symbiote, wherever the symbiote is, and like units that are around, like are dying around him, are going to give you experience, or the body, of course. So with your body you can soak experience as well as with any other hero in the game. There are a few exceptions. If you kill something with your spells or with your talents, your abilities, then it counts as experience too, but only for the minion that you actually took down. For example, if a global nest takes down a minion, then you get the experience for this particular minion, and if you kill something with, let's say, the Locust itself, then you get the experience too. But only the Locust being close doesn't help you. Good kill against Falstad here. Shat moving in on Vala and getting this one. But yeah, as you could see, like this experience point was just like, well, actually it was just shown because Shat was there. So, yeah, not really the best example, but yeah, I hope that it kind of gave you a bit of an idea of how exactly you can soak with Abathur. At this point, we're having, by the way, extended spikes and bed of barbs, so the 1 and 7 talent going straight into the Impale. We're having Remorseless taken over the normal talent, which we're seeing these days, which is, of course, Unstable Poison. It's not so much the pushing power, but more trying to get extra damage in. I don't really think that's a bad idea, considering that we only have Vala and Sylvanas as range damage dealers for the team. Talking about the range damage dealers, Shat already had to move back here. We've been talking about the massive amount of damage that we're seeing on the side of Kappa, and they are already putting that to use. But the problem for them, of course, is that they are a little bit on the squishy side with these talents, or with these heroes. But let's see how the tribute is going to work out for them. We have global nests, of course, taken, and also now the additional reduction on the movement speed, which is absolutely annoying. It's such an annoying talent to go up against. If the Abathur player is good and places those mines all over the map and you run into them, you're just being slowed down and demounted the entire time. It's really, really annoying. But we are seeing now also the Fission Bomb on Kel'Thas. That's going to give him a bit more damage here. Yeah, of course, Abathur is trying to soak the bottom lane. That's what Hiruko has to do, and that's exactly what he's currently doing. Not afraid to move out onto the map. Vippolino is being helped out with the symbiote up at the top lane. And there's just beetles everywhere. Still went for that level 4 beetle talent, so that every 8 seconds he generates another beetle automatically. The Escape moving in from the side, going for the punish, straight in with the shield as well, or the shield glare. But already Red X moving away is of course getting demounted thanks to the living bomb in this case. But still, they are creating a lot of space for Alistair. But look at Shat. Shat moving in from the bot lane saying like, hey boys, how's it going? Vala able to, at least for now, delay that even more. Every second that you delay, Abathur is able to soak more experience down at the bot lane, and that's going to be important because I feel at this point they already accept that they're most likely going to lose the tribute. And as I say that, we're seeing Alistair and Escape being extremely low, so it might actually end up in the hands of, Huron team after all, and it does. They're also going to kill against Kel'Thas. Really well done, with a bit of a different positioning on the side of the heroes that were channeling the tribute. I'm pretty sure that channel would have gone through, but thanks to Anubarak and Vala moving in over and over again to try and cancel that channel, we are now able to not only take a level lead in this game, but also get that kill, which of course helped with the ladder as well. 3 kills against 0, and this could be a completely different match from what we've seen in the earlier game. I mean, right now, it's Locust Swarm, Wailing Arrow, we have the Ultimate Evolution, the Strafe and Tranquility, and it's an entire level that we are seeing the Spanish team ahead. Huron team is doing well here. Battlefield of Eternity was completely went in favor of the team to the right side of Kappa, but right now it's a very different ball game, and you can already tell Battlefield of Eternity is a newer map, and therefore maybe the Spanish team hasn't really practiced it too much, but right now, as you can see, they definitely know how to play Cursed Hollow. This is the same map and a very similar setup to what we've seen them use earlier. Finally, the level 10 now also ready for Kappa. They're still nearly a level behind because of those rotations that we are seeing right now. And currently, we have the Scape and Holo trying to protect the mid lane. There's a wraparound, trying to go straight for Falstad. Oh, they were not afraid to use their heroics there, were they? Using not only the Wailing Arrow, but also Strafe to drop the bird. Bird got plucked, there's turkey for dinner, and of course that also means that they have to fight down here at the bot lane with a 4 versus 5, at least for a few more seconds, and Falstad can use his fly away ability. But as it happens, they take the tribute. It would have been the 3rd one, by the way, for the Spanish team, so that was a very important one for Kappa, and they got it. So they start to try and catch up in experience. They're actually not too far away right now, and as for both of the teams, the level 10 abilities are now in, so we're starting to be a bit of a different game. Hiruke needs to be careful here. He's moving away already on the space slug, and yeah, he just doesn't care, does he? Bot lane now, where we have Conti trying to rush away, and thanks to the fort he's able to escape. But we have the boss already taken. Alistair and Escape are moving in. Cypher and Holo are starting to help out. Do we see the rotation at the bot lane for the boss? Nope. But we have Red X right here and Shat too. Oh, the blow up! Oh my god, Sylvana's down. That was a really nice move. And at the end, Alistair even throwing in the Phoenix for good measure. They abandoned boss, at least for now, since there's also a tribute on the map. And of course, as mentioned before, there would be the 3rd one for the Spanish team. But yeah, that was a good kill, and Sylvanas is now gone for another 7 seconds. That should really help them to get the tribute, but they have to create a bit more space. They have to be a bit more aggressive just pushing this in. And currently they're not doing this, allowing them to be caught out once more. But Vipolino low, using Tranquility. Abathur had to help out with the Symbiote as well, but of course that also means that these heroics are now down. They're trapped as well. Here comes the silence, a 3-man silence at least for now, but everybody rushing away, and all of a sudden it's a 5 versus 5 again. Well, 4 versus 4 as Abathur and Kelthas go down, but at least the Phoenix came into play now too. Rave very low here. Rave is, by the way, not the only one that's low. Hiruka on his Vala is nearly dead. So is Red X. They really need to be careful. Well, Hiruka, of course, is the Vala copy, sorry. Like, if there was a bit of confusion. The original Vala is still over here, and Conti is going to get the tribute there. But Abathur is doing Abathur things. Being at the top lane, starting to push this in, and with this he can now drop 1 tower and maybe even the 2nd one. That would mean level 13 for them. But the mid lane is now also being attacked, and of course especially Nazeebo is going to get even more annoying in the later stage of the game with those level 16 leaping spiders. There's the 13, and that is where again the Bombard strain is coming into play. We have that full damage build on Vala with the composite arrow, the puncturing arrow in this case, and then also repeating arrow, plus now frost shot. And with the 13 talent, they really want to go for it. Strafe already being used. Gary is nearly down. They will have to abandon the boss, or can they really fight for this one? Falstad is coming in once again. Abathur has no copy up just yet. There's a root actually against Vipolino, but it doesn't really help them. Yeah, they need to keep the aggro up on the boss, or it's going to leash and get back to full HP. So they really seem to try and take the boss there. But it is already leashed. That's starting to take the battle. It is the tribute. This is the tribute that's really important. And there's a lot of damage against Hiruka's copy and Vipolino now. The boss is back to full health. The timing would have been beautiful, but it doesn't really work out for them. The copy is down, and that's already a big help. But Alistair is very, very low at this point. He, of course, went into an auto-attack build with secret weapon here now to... Oh, the snipe attempt against Vipolino, but he's missing with the Hinterland Blast. That was a burrow charge, and just like that, at least for now, Anubarak got away, died then after all. But yeah, they are all very, very low here, and as mentioned before, that's the problem that they have. And the bird again dying. Shad moves in with a strafe. He pays with his life for this one, but at least he got a kill as well. So 2 for 2, and we have 3 heroes for both the teams still there. Good heal there. Sypho is out of mana on the other hand, and they're not getting close enough to Red X. And the spiders, they are everywhere. The wave moves in, Conti repositioning himself. It's so difficult for them right now to really get a good position on this tribute, but it is the 3rd tribute. You have to go for this one. You really have to move in for this one and capture it, or you're going to be cursed. Abathar at the bot lane is trying to push the fort, and he's actually going to be successful in the long run. But right now over here, everybody is just moving back. All 5 heroes for both of the teams are back to business, and they are starting to move in right now. So at this point, as you can see, Bellino is up at the front once more on a Nubarak, trying to wait for a chance to move in. Everybody just fighting for position, and now Holo is already trying to get that channel. He might be able to get it. Oh, just barely not able. Got cleansed out. Here's another Phoenix. A great Phoenix, by the way. Really good. We're doing a lot of work. Oh, Gary nearly taking down Vala here. With a Ganshin with a lot of damage. But as you can see, it's still an attempt to go into a proper position. But with all of the heroes down and so low on mana, all of a sudden it is the Spanish team that is claiming the tribute. Wow. Very well done by them, and well, Kappa had to give up this one. They are still falling behind in experience, and the big problem that they had was not so much the hit points, it was more just getting out of mana, and Alistar is dead again. He is dying a lot in this game. Falstad is just the primary target for them now. 4 kills on Falstad, 3 kills on Kalthas. Very well played here thus far by the Spanish team, but still, as you can see, it is level 16, which is really going to pose the big problem to them. Oh my god, and Holo is now completely out of position too. He didn't expect them to come in from this angle, and the Spanish team, Huron team, is just, they are cleaning house right now. They have the 16 talent, they have now also the Locust Brood on Abathar. We have Executioner, Cold Embrace, and this is just like bad news. I mean, this is solidly that they're taking here. They can go for boss now. The curse is still active. Abathar can move out on the map, and he does exactly that up to the top lane. Locust Brood's already being pushed into a place, so you can push that back, and they just go straight for the boss. And once that they have the first boss, they can really start to move into for the second one, where we already see the Escape trying to put some pressure in. The big problem that they're having is they might not even be in time, because this one down here is about to be done. The 16 talent is ready for Kappa, so at least that's going to give them some safety. Vipellino needs to be careful. Barely getting this one, alright. But there we have now the tidal waves taken, and up at the top lane we're seeing the same thing. So they have more burst, they have more damage, and therefore they got the boss even a bit faster than their opponent. But still, it's a tricky situation. They didn't lose a keep yet, but they lost all of their forts, and we still have all 3 forts available for for Huron team. That might change with the boss now moving up to the top, but actually, considering that we're having now also the Locust Brood there, yeah, no, he's gonna get this one. The problem is that at the bot lane, of course, the keep is already being threatened. At least the wall is threatened. It's not like the boss is going to be able to move through the wall and take the keep down. Not with the heroes attacking it, but it's still super annoying to have to deal with that and being this passive. And actually, we're seeing the Spanish team moving in and trying to get a kill out of this. Yeah, 16 talent now on the other hand with Ignite on Kalthas, and of course with that power spike he might be able to make something happen. It's interesting to see still Overdrive being chosen here. Well, they're not going for any kind of massive hybrid build, but with Gathering Power and also Overdrive, that's of course a lot of damage on that Hinterland Blast. It's still more an auto attack build than anything else, and on 20 we're going to see that Nexus Frenzy on Alistar, and that's when the false set is going to get quite some damage in. Talking damage, by the way, we have now Nazeebo and also Kalthas battling for the #1 spot on the side of the red team. And we're looking to the left on the other hand. It's so far a pretty clear victory for Vala with additional 6,000 damage on against heroes compared to the 27k that we're seeing for Sylvanas. 18 versus 17, and map control once again everything, and there's only one single camp still on the map, and that's something that Malfurion is currently trying to take care of together with Red X. As Sylvanas, you never really want to do a camp on your own, maybe with the exception if you went for Barbed Shot on level 1 with the extra 200% damage against minions and mercenaries, but if not for that, then you never want to do a camp solo. You can do the camp solo, that's not the problem, it's just like the time that you invest that is really the issue. So you always want somebody to help you out, but the pressure pressure in the mid lane this time, and we've been talking about all that damage that we're seeing for Kappa, and they are trying to utilize that now. The Tribute in a decent position for them. The Escape already trying to drive a wedge between the opponent and at least cut their way off here. If they get this one, that would be Curse against the Spanish team, and the Spaniards are a level ahead, but still, this game is not over yet. We have 9 kills against 5. Over here, the attempt to do damage, but Alistair, even with the extra damage on his 16 talent, not able to hit this one. He needs to wait for a follow-up stun or for a better position there. So Alistair not really getting as much damage out as he was hoping for. Vippolino, oh, nice. There we have a double beetle, actually. Oh, the flame strike, and immediately the attempt to negate that damage thanks to Tranquility. They are rushing in. A good heal for Khaldor. The kill against Nuburak, but everybody is low. Sylvanas is now down too, though, but another tidal wave coming in from Conti. It is once again Falstad, though, dying here. So currently on the map, a 3 versus 3, but everybody very low, and Abathur at the bot lane, of course, trying to help out. He lost his copy already a while ago. They were trying to go for the double tank line, and now with the well up and so close, Cypher is just making sure that he is going to get some additional damage in against Shat. They might be able to cut him off here. They might be able to cut Shat off. Shat is rushing away. The rest of the team down here. An ice block on Malfurion. Are they going to be able to get this one? Down here, Shat still moves away. Uh-oh. Yeah, goodbye. Well, can he actually survive this? No, he can't. So they lose Vala at the worst time possible. Wraith is going to die as well. They got cursed. And just like that, Kappa is back. Just like that. Level 20 is going to hit, of course, really soon for the Spanish team, but still, like, they are going to lose structures right now. That means we're seeing more experience added for Kappa team, so they should be able to close that gap super fast and get level 20. Actually, if they continue like this and take down the fort at the bot lane, they might even hit 20 a few seconds faster than their opponent. But yeah, there we have them moving in. 2 heroes are still down. There's a level 20 talent finally on the side of the Spaniards, but this is an annoying... This is a really bad situation for them right now. They're losing way too much. They might actually lose a keep. They're very likely to lose a keep here. That curse is still active for another 25 seconds, and like Malfurion is down for 20. That means they have no heal. There's no tranquility. They can't heal out all that damage, and Nuburak is just dying just like that. They take him out, they move in. Nexus Frenzy now on Falstad. We have the Locust Nest taken. The first keep is down, and they just move over and say like, oh, well, we just killed that tank, and we can simply go and take down the second keep, can't we? They have level 20 talents. They have a 4 versus 5 situation. There's no tank for them right now. They go through the wall. Shat is trying to put the damage in, but Conti is on full mana with his tidal waves on Rhaegar. He can easily heal it out. No problem whatsoever. Shat already had to use the Bolt of the Storm here, and there's another Phoenix already ready. 40-second cooldown. That's absolutely nothing. They move in, and Nuburak is dead for another 27 seconds. Goodbye, keep number 2. Bot lane, on the other hand, that's where... Wow, look at all those locusts! Holy crap! This is really Abathur doing just annoying things right now. Gary, for some reason, is not going to finish that keep. But yeah, they have to move back and save their own keep, I suppose. But that being said... Yeah, Hiruka is still trying to be a bit of a nuisance with his copy on Abathur, but we already have the first few heroes about to hit back. Down here, the keep is most likely going to fall. The only question is, okay, they accepted that the keep is going to fall, and they're just staying there and saying like, alright, let's just take this one and steal the camps away, and then maybe even go for boss. But that is a very... I would be super pissed if I was on the Spanish team. They were in an amazing situation, and just like that, it all turned around with that last fight. And especially the last 2 heroes trying to somehow delay the tribute by some time, and then they die in the end, and that leaves us in a spot now where all of a sudden we are seeing the Spaniards behind in the game. They are behind in experience. They lost 2 keeps already. The boss is actually going to move up at the top lane. This one down here is not even taken yet, so the position is going to be better for the red team. This could be a 2-0 still. Keep in mind that the first map ended in favor of Kappa. The Spaniards need to defend against this right now. The bot lane, of course, is going to push in pretty hard, and that's really annoying, but still, they are already about to hit core with the Golem being in position. There's another tribute now coming in on the map. This could be it. It all depends now if they can stay alive. Wraith already using his Ice Block to dodge the damage on Flame Strike and Ignite, and now they're trying to push in. They really want to win this right now. The boss is on its way, and they're pushing in with the boss. Theirs was a bit faster. Shadow's already there. Good stun. Really nice Blessed Shield. Silence only hitting the bird, and we're seeing Falset moving back immediately, and they turn around, go straight for Pippolino, and they get so much damage in. They might get the kill here as well. He's rushing away. The core is already under pressure, and the Flame Strike just barely not hitting anything. That boss on half HP. The core down to 58%, but Falset is dying first now. In comes the blink, but the kill against Gelfas. It's going to be so close, but it's going to be the win for Kappa. They take it with a 2-0 against Huron team. Congratulations. They win the first qualifier at the Enter the Storm tournament.
A back and forth game on Cursed Hollow, but at the end of the day it is Kappa. They take the game and they secure themselves another victory here. So it's a 2-0 for Kappa and they win the tournament. Congratulations to them. Huron team actually with a very solid performance, and I have to admit that if I was on the Spanish team I would probably be a bit salty right now. They had a very solid game, especially early on, and secured themselves the lead, but then in the end there is the turnaround, there is the comeback, and Kappa takes the game. A 2-0 for them, solid performance here. They are a strong team, and we've seen of course that also in the recent tournaments where they participated. Huron team is also another team that was able to reach the final several times, but today Kappa just a bit stronger. Both of the teams secure themselves points for the standings so that they have a good chance of entering the Storm or in the main event, but right now it is still the victor that we're seeing here with a Kappa. And well guys, this is the video for the day, so I hope that you enjoyed the finals, the best of 3 series here, especially of course Battlefield of Eternity. We finally had the new map once again in the series. If you did enjoy the video, make sure that you also give it a thumbs up on YouTube, and I'm going to see you guys soon again with more Enter the Storm action, with the second qualifier coming up in just a couple of days, and of course more Heroes of the Storm in general here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day and see you soon. Bye bye.